guys, it's Tracy with Stampin' Away with Tracy. How are you? I hope everyone's had a great weekend. It has been nice weather here. It's cool, but it's still really nice. The sun was shining. I feel like I can do anything when the sun is shining. I don't know about you all. But that's what has been going on here. And I want to show you how, let me get you up here. I want to show you all how you can give your images a little more presence on your card fronts and on your layouts. This one is made from the Corrugated folder. Oh, my iPad just fell. Hi, Tony. How are you? A few's getting on. I'm so glad you're watching me. I do have the measurements on here. This is, oh, that's wrong. It's 8.5. I got used to doing that, and that's wrong. Okay. This is, I cut it the other way. So let me take that off for you all. Let me get my marker back. Oh, here. Here it is. And this is, we actually cut the other way. So we did, let me fix this for you. Sorry about that. I'm so used to doing top folds and I'm doing not a top fold that I got confused. So forgive me. Okay, so this one is, we cut it at 5.5. And it's by the 8.5 inches. This is at 11 by 8.5, so. And then we score at 4.25. So literally we just do the opposite. Okay, so this is the half of paper. I know that I've made everybody. It's 5.5, and then it's by 8.5, and then you just scored at 4.25. Okay, sorry, now that I've confused everyone. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so these are your measurements, but if you wanted to flip this and do the 4.25 by 11 and score at 5.5, you could do that. This is 4 by 5.25 inches. And this is just the circle die. Let me show you the things that we used on this. We used the mini Corrugated 3D embossing folder. I believe this is an online, and I really love this. I love Corrugated. We are using the Elements of Text, and I'm using this one right here. This is also online, Elements of Text. But I'm sure that you have some background stamps that would work. And we're using the Thankful Gardens. And I'm using this one right here. And I'm going to show you how to make that with a little more presence. Now, what I did is I just stamped the Elements of Text on here. I used the Stylish Shapes dies right here. I used this largest circle to cut that out. It was super easy. I did use my Misty for that. So now the first thing we're going to do is, let me know if y'all have any questions. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put on our corrugated piece. I don't know about you all, but I just love this Corrugated. Did you all ever have those things that you cranked out the Corrugated? I loved those. I used it all the time. This is just way easier with a embossing folder. So we're just going to center that on the card, just like this. This is also Night of Navy that we're using, and I used Night of Navy ink. Hi, Jill. How are you? So glad you all are joining me. So this is not of navy paper and not of navy ink. So what we're going to do with that, we're going to put this right in the middle. And it's just a tone on tone. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to set this apart. Now, I told you that we were going to learn how to put some presents into our images. And what I mean by that is sometimes when you put an image, or when I put an image on the front of my card, I feel like it's not necessarily too small, but it just doesn't pop up off the card. So how we're going to fix that is, look how I've stacked 3 of these. Now, you can stack more than 3. I just stacked 3. But you can definitely do more than 3 if that's what you want to do. So it really is depending on how much you really want that image to pop up. And I can show you on the card I did. Look how much that it brings it up off the paper. I also put a little piece of ribbon behind there. And I don't know if you all can see that, but can you see the sparkle from the ribbon that I just laid behind these leaves? Okay, so how I put these together, I've already put 2 together, so we just have to put the top one on. I just put a little bit of glue, very little, on each leaf. Just super easy to line this up. And then I started at the top leaf, like that, and I got that lined up. It's easier to pick it up. I got that lined up, and the rest of it just falls into place. See that? And they just fell together. And see how much more presence that has on your project? And you could do this with other images that you have. Something on a scrapbook layout or anything like that would be super easy to do. And it just gives you more more depth, I think, and definitely adds a little bit of texture because it comes up off the page a little bit. And also we're going to heat emboss. And I know I've showed you before, but I thought I would show you again. What you need to do is take your embossing buddy and wipe it over your paper. I'm just using a really small piece because this is a really small sentiment. Okay, I just want to make sure you all can see that. Okay, you can. Okay, so I've already put my stamp on right here. So I'm going to get my clear Versamark, which I thought I had right here. Don't you always think that? Here it is. Okay, I have my clear Versamark. And I just want to make sure you all can see this. Pat. And then I just stamp it down. I do it 3 times. Versamark is clear sticky ink. That's how I think of it. Is clear sticky ink. And what it does, it will grab on to the embossing powder. Now, the thing about that is you do have to use this first to get all the oils and different things off the paper. And can you all see that? I hope so. You can see where it's got the ink. So I get my handy dandy tray from Stampin' Up. And I love this thing. I don't seem to get everything everywhere now, which is a good thing. And I just put it back into the box. I tap off the back like this. That's how I do it. Now, let me get this out of the way. We still have a little tiny bit of embossing powder down here. It's not going to show, but I'm going to show you. If you get too much, get a little tiny paintbrush and just brush it off. Just get a little tiny brush. You can blow on it and see it's perfect now. Okay, so just get you a little tiny brush and put it aside. Now, I am going to use the tweezers that come with my kit. And Stampin' Up! Has this kit. If you don't use your tweezers, sometimes you will burn your fingers. So you got to watch that. Take your heat tool and put it on 2. Put it on the highest setting, and Stampin' Up says 2 on their heat tool. And I want to show you all how the magic happens. It just melts. And it doesn't look really white when you do it, but when the embossing powder melts from the heat, it's absolutely perfectly white. It's so cool to watch. So that's it on that. Just turn your heat tool off. And look at that. I just want to make sure you all can see it. Look how pretty that looks. It just really stands out from the Night of Navy. So don't forget to use your tweezers. And they do have the kit. The kit is, I think it's this and the tweezers. But I like this thing because you can unscrew this. Let me show you. Here is my embossing. And I can get this down to the bottom like this. Then I just tilt it back just a tiny, tiny bit. I unscrew this. I want to make sure I'm in the camera. I unscrew that. And that's it. It is in there. Oh, I have a little tiny something in there. Maybe a little hair. Yeah, there's a little hair. Okay, so all I did was just scoop that right back in. After you use this, you do need to clean it so that you don't mix your colors. But it's super easy to do. It's not a problem to clean. So I'm going to put this aside so we can keep going. So that's how you heat emboss. Now, don't get frustrated if you do it the first time and you don't like the results. Try it again. Sometimes you just have to practice. Okay, and I love these tweezers because they hold the paper so well. Okay, so our next step is we're going to use some Night of Navy ribbon. And this is, I believe, an online. I really like it. It's very sparkly. And I really thought that that would be perfect behind the images of the leaves. Because I just thought that you would be able to see it better. So I'm going to put my tear tape on the back, and I'm going to kind of measure. Yeah, that's plenty. Roll it back up just a little bit and make sure I got it right. Yeah, that's plenty. Okay, so I'm going to tear this back off just like that. Now, if you have a hard time getting your tear tape apart, do this. Just rub it. And this is just the back of a pick tool I have. I think everybody has a bunch of pickers. Okay. Now, and this comes off perfectly. Okay? So if you have trouble with that, that's something that you could definitely do, is you can rub it down and it'll stick beautifully. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to put this right here. And I'm going to cut it off at an angle. Right like that. And then I'm going to go down here and cut this one at an angle. Perfect. And that's basically all you do. That's it. But look at the sparkle. Now you can see it. Let me show it to you. Look at that sparkle. Isn't that cool? Okay. And you can see it underneath the... You can see it underneath these white images. So these I cut out of the Thankful Garden dies, and this is the die I used. I cut out 3 for each side so that we could stack them, because that's what I wanted to show you all, is how you can give more presents to your images by stacking them. It's a super easy trick, but it works so well. Has anybody tried doing that, like on their scrapbook layouts or a card? Let me know. Anybody watching? We're just going to place that here. Like that. We have our other one. We're just going to put just a little bit of ink, or little bit of glue on the back. Like this. And I'm putting it right here. Oops. Okay, putting it right there. There we go. Now, see how you can still see that sparkle from behind there? What do y'all think about that? Isn't that cute? I just think it's so cute. So pretty. Okay, so we have our images on. And see how the images kind of pop up off the card because they're a little thicker than what they normally are? Then, the next thing we want to do is, we did our Thinking of You. We heat embossed it, cut it out. I'm going to get some of the smaller Stampin' Dimensionals. And see where I was practicing. Oh, that's not the smaller one. Here it is. Let me get this. Let me get my Take-A-Pic tool ready. Don't y'all love this tool? It is so perfect and so helpful. It's one of my favorite things. And the price point, you can't beat it. You can't get a tool for that kind of price. I think it's $12. It's very, very reasonable. Super helpful. Okay. So, we're doing the Thinking of You. And we are going to put that right here. Now, look how cute that card is. And look how simple it was. But I really do think that stacking our images on the leaves was very helpful in this card. But we have one more thing to do. I've got some gold adhesive back pearls. So, because there's gold in that ribbon that just kind of peeks through, I thought these were perfect to put on. So, I'm sure if you go through your stock of adhesives, you have something gold. Maybe you used it for Christmas or something, but I thought this was so perfect with this. And it just adds that little bit of shimmer. It doesn't need a ton of shimmer because it does have some shimmer. But I just think it's perfect for this. I'm going to move that right up here. There we go. Now, look how cute. Let me know what you all think. What do you think about it? Isn't that cute? It's a simple card. Different things, you know, you could do for it. If you don't have circles, you could do a square, diamond, whatever shape that you have. And aren't those cute? And I can't say enough about the elements of text. I love this background. Love, 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 love. Actually, we could have used this splash before we put it through the embossing folder if you wanted to. That's a great idea. So I just want to remind everybody, if you are looking for items that are going to be going out, go to the Last Chance page on the Stampin' Up! Website. I actually will post that below. If you'll give me just a few minutes, I will do that, and I'll post all of that. And if you all think there's anything you want, don't forget the retiring products or the wild wheat and the neutrals and the boho blue. All of those are going out. So if you need a re-inker or a pad or paper, be sure and grab it before they sell out. So, is there any questions? Hi, Pam. How are you? I'm so glad you're watching. So glad you guys are watching. I hope you like the card. It is fairly simple, but I do really like it, and I do think with the gold, it makes a pop. So, guys, I hope everyone has a great week. I appreciate you. I will also link this over on YouTube, and it will have all of the links to all the products I used. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.